Hi everybody, so today we've got what is becoming one of my most favourite brands' new collection, the Cherriez collection from Fenty. So I have both of the blushes from this collection, Sweet Cherriez collection to be precise, and I've got both of the lip kits, which I haven't opened because I wanted you to see them in their beautiful packaging. And I also picked up this lip care duo because I love this as my overnight lip mask. So I knew I'd have to get this, but when I saw this duo, gorgeous. But I'm also going to show you in this video the new Huda Beauty Easy Bake Setting Spray. So we're going to try that today. I've also got the new mascara here from Makeup by Mario. So I've been testing this one out for a few days now so I can give you my thoughts and show you how it looks. And if you're new here, hi, my name's Hannah, I'm 48, I'm not a professional, I'm just somebody who really loves makeup and beauty, and here on my channel I like to review the latest products, show you my favourite looks and give you any beauty news you might be interested in. If you think you'd enjoy this content, I do upload here very regularly and I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. So many people watch without subscribing, so if you could, that would mean the world to me. If you're already subscribed, welcome back. And my skin tone for matching up with these shades, which are admittedly way too deep for me today. I have fair to light skin with predominantly cool undertones that lean a little bit neutral, and I've got blue eyes. Anyway, that's enough about me, let's get straight into this video. So the very first thing I'm going to do before I start anything is to actually put a little swatch of one of these blushes on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to put the setting spray on to see if it holds so we can test it. So that's just something I want to do during the video. So whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to play you my swatch video of this first blush here. This one is the Cherry Pied. So here it is.
Ooh, that sugar sweet, you got what I need. Sipping on the potion, all that good emotion. Just my kind of heat, keep it on repeat. Destined by the potion, love it based devotion. Live it up, sweet emotion. Every time, every night, you and I on a roll. Switch it up.
So I've put the setting spray over Cherry Pied and we'll see if it'll stay in place when I rub it, but I'll give it plenty of time to dry down. Sorry, Florrie is off again. And I think I'll go straight in with the lips before I put the blush on. So let's look at this because I've been dying to open this since the minute this arrived. So this contains 3 different products. The Stunner Lip Paint, the Traced Out Pencil in, I think it's a new shade, I'm not sure. And then Fenty Treats Strengthening Lip Oil. So let's see exactly what's in here. And these sets, by the way, are limited edition, so if you think they'd make a good gift for somebody at any point of the year, even Christmas, now would be the time to pick them up. And this set here was £41. So I'm going to take the cardboard off, and then inside, this is the bag. How cute is that? I love it. So it's a pulley bag. So if I just take everything out and show you the sort of depth with the bags, you could get quite a lot in there actually. So that's quite a cute addition to my ever-growing makeup bag collection for travel. That's really cool. And it's quite a nice material, quite thick and padded, so it really protects your products because it's got that sort of thickness to it. I really like that. So we have a lip liner in the shade Lil Chili, I think it says, and that's definitely not in their current range. So this is a limited edition. I would imagine if it's popular, it'll make it through to permanent, but you never know. So here it is, swatched with this blush. Very, very deep for my skin tone, so a little bit scary. I knew that this entire collection was going to scare me because this does suggest it's very much medium to deep skin tone suitable with the strength, but let's just try it and see what happens. And before I actually put it on, let me just say one thing, if I can find it here. I did promise all of you in my Dior review that I would wear different looks using the Dior palette, just using 1 or 2 shades. So I just wanted to quickly cover that because you may have noticed I'm wearing 2 completely different eye colours today. And that's because I've gone for a sort of one and done look using this new Pink Riviera from the new Dior summer collection. So what I've got on my eyes today is this shade here all over this lid. And as I thought, they make fabulous one and done shades. I used a tiny bit of this deeper one to just do a line, but I went over it with black liner. That's all I've got on this eye. And then on this eye, I use this one here, which has more of a sort of corally finish. So that's all I've got. And I think if you saw my Dior review, when you try all of these together, they just don't work very well at all. But I wanted to try out just 2 shades together, or even just one and done's, and that's exactly what I've done with these 2 today, and I think that they work really nicely. In fact, I love both of them. So that's really changed my opinion. I was hoping it would. It's really changed my opinion on these squints, because I think you can get so many quick and easily quite beautiful looks from them. So anyway, that was my update there. I will try the same with the coral to show you on a different video. Anyway, let's get straight back to the Fenty review now. So let's try this lip liner on and see if I can cope with it for a start. Now these lip liners are one of my favourites, one of my most used, super creamy, great longevity. I'm going to go very lightly with this because of the depth. And I just wanted to quickly check how this looks with the MVP, if you know that one. That's the other deepest shade by Fenty. This is more of a red. So I'll just show you what these two look like side by side, because that's the deepest in the line, I'd say, the MVP. So here is the MVP, and here is this new chilly shade, Lil Chilly. It's not quite as deep as that one, and I'm not too unhappy the way that's looking with a very light lip layer. I think I'll still use a brush to just ever so softly blend that in a bit. Next, going in with this, which is a lip paint. So again, this is going to be very strong. Not something I've ever tried from Fenty, the lip paint. And this one is in the shade Uncensored, I think it's called. So I'll do a quick swatch of this on the back of my hand to show you. Oh wow, that is way too deep for me. That is terrifying. There it is. I know I'm often told I should wear red, but I don't think red suits me. And I don't like really bold lips, but anyway. And this is the Doe Foot, which is minute. It feels like I'm going to hit my lip with the cap on this, but anyway, let's see. It's hard to see what you're doing because you can't see with that cap. I don't like that. But look how bold that is. That is terrifying. I'm going to rub them together. In fact, I'm going to stop. And I'm going to get my brush again and finish with my brush. That is too much. That does not suit me. And you might say it does. Some people say it does. But if you saw me in the flesh, I look utterly bonkers. That does not suit me. This is going to suit other people who love reds. And certainly deeper skin tones to mine. Obviously I need to get some blush on. But I like to have some time wearing these lips before I take them off again. So anyway, let's finish this. I can't stop seeing myself in the mirror thinking I look bananas. Anyway, lip oil in Barbados Cherry. So I know that these lip oils are very nice. Very hydrating, not much in the way of pigment. Have that gorgeous sort of fruity scent. I'll show you on the back of my hand. It's just a clear gel. You don't really see the pink at all. So this will now go over the top because this lip paint is quite a dry finish. Not super drying, but certainly has a dry finish. I'll just see what it's like from a dry down perspective. Definitely not transfer proof. So I'm going to make a right mess of this doing this, but anyway, let's just do it. Lovely Doe Foot. Well, that feels really nice. But this lip colour is a massive no for me, I'm afraid. I was expecting this. So the lip liner I'm glad to add to my collection, especially because it's limited edition, and I did actually like that shade. I think maybe I prefer that just with the gloss. So that was this one here, because remember that's MVP. So the lip, what's the word for it again? The lip paint. Way too much for me. But let's get the blush on, which is also way too much for me, let's face it. I had a little play with this yesterday. I do need to be extremely careful with this. So I've got nothing on my face at all apart from the tiniest dusting of bronze. So I've got quite a pale cheek. I'm going to use my Rare Beauty soft pinch brush for this with the tapered tips, which can be quite good for handling this sort of high pigment sort of blush. And I'm going to just tap in once and see what happens. And this is what I thought yesterday, but one tap and look how it's already showing up. But look at the shine. Look at that absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous shine. So last year Fenty released a very similar packaging with the peach, and it became my favourite blush of the whole of the summer. So if you like these sorts of shades, trust me, you should get them, because look, be very careful how much you put on your face, be very careful how much you put on the actual brush, and really go in lightly and sort of buff it in. If you swirl with this, you get into so much trouble if you've got my skin tone, but I think that shows just that tiny dab that fair-skinned people like me can definitely get away with it. So I'm going to go in with a tiny bit more, but I'm going to be really careful. I'm not going to build this up to show you it's buildable, because look, it is very, very, very buildable. Look at it on the back of my hand. So because these are basically blushes and luminizers all in one, you're getting your highlight sparkle with these along with the blush. You do not need a highlight with these. You do see the little speckles of, well, I'd say it's supposed to be gold, but they look a bit reddish, the sparkles, because it's got gold specks, I think, in it. There wasn't a proper description on the website when I looked. Yeah, currently the website is saying both the new blushes are peach shades with a gold sparkle, and I think that must be the description from last year. It's wrong, because that's not a peach shade with a gold sparkle. So it does have a little bit of sparkle, but it's actually quite a red pink tone sparkle. Not a lot of it, nothing like that Dior luminizer, by the way, where I look like someone had thrown glitter on my face. Just a tiny bit, but be aware you will see a little bit of glitter. But I can't imagine anyone wanting to buy Fenty blushes without wanting a bit of that, because Fenty does bring the sparkle times 100 in everything, with lip products, with blushes. That's what Fenty's all about, and that's what I love about Fenty, but it's always a sparkle I love. It's not like chunky glitter over the top, it's just right. And for me, that's absolutely just right. But again, I think I can risk a tiny bit more again. You see that one dab? How easily this could go wrong if it was really built up. And that's why I think that will have to be my last bit. Now, this is what I noticed yesterday when I did this, is once you get that very strong bit of pigment on your cheek, it's now going to take quite a bit of work to blend it out. It's not an instant blend on fair skin, this, but it does blend. So I sort of use the brush then in a sort of buffing motion, and then it blends. So it's not one of these instant sweep across the face sort of blushes when you're doing it, certainly on fair skin anyway. And you see that real presence of the blush, but it does blend out. So this can be built up to crazy levels. This is going to suit, from the fact that it's working on me, this is going to work for every skin tone in my opinion, because you can build it up and you can go gently like I've just done. You can really buff it out. So nice and easy. These have good longevity, I remember from the peach ones as well. And you just get that sparkle along with the blush, and for me that's just the right amount of blush, and I really find it very, very pretty. I've actually got a mark on my face where I managed to sleep on something funny last night. So that's nothing to do with the blush. If you're seeing that strange sort of mark on my face, that's not the blush. But yeah, I think that's really pretty, and it makes the lip a little bit more wearable, but not completely, I have to be honest. I think I'll try the tiniest little bit of this on my wing Goss number 6. Because I didn't put any sort of outer V shade on today, I'm going to actually try this as the outer V, so it'll show you how you might be able to bring your blush into your eye look. Look at the pigment on it. It is scary. There's no messing about with this pigment. You do need to be careful. Look at that. With that lighter tone, it's giving that sort of sunset look. I really like that. This on my eye should really show you just how much you could build this up on your cheek. And then just taking a buffing brush, the new Victoria Beckham one, which I love at the moment. Just started using this one yesterday, or 2 days ago when I did my Dior review. Look how that's blended in. very different shades for me on cheeks, eyes and lips. I love it on the eyes, I love it on the cheeks. I do not like this on my lips, so I can't wait to take this off my lips, to be honest. So I'm going to now move on to the other side. So I have a lip kit in this shade, which I'll be trying on, and then I've got the other blush. So while I'm taking this lipstick off, let me play you my swatch video for this one, which is in the shade Cherry Pop.
Ooh, that sugar sweet, you got what I need. Sipping on the potion, all that good emotion, just my kind of heat. Keep it on repeat, tested by the potion, loving this devotion. Live it up, sweet emotion. Every time, every night, you and I count on.
So now onto the second lip kit. So this one is a duo, the Chocolate Cherries 2-piece lip set and pouch. Again, it's saying that this one is limited edition, a set of brown and rich cherry shades for the lips. So this one's coming in exactly the same pouch, just obviously a different shade. Lovely colour, which I definitely prefer to the red, if I'm honest. And this one comes with 2 lip products, which I know I'm going to like the formula of, because the first one is a traced out lip liner. So I already know that this is a fabulous formula, but I haven't tried this shade, which is called Browned Out, but I have checked the website for this one and it is on there. So this isn't limited edition, even though it says the kit is. So the kit is limited edition, but you can get this, you may already have it. So if I just do, I'd need to do a swatch of the other blush on my hand. So here is the lip liner in Browned Out, obviously going with the blush we'll be trying on next. So let's try this one on. I didn't buy this when it launched because it's too deep for me, but anyway, let's see. So that gives a very, very bold line to my lips, doesn't it? I'll use my other lip brush. This is the Huda, I believe. I'll just soften this a bit. And now probably the lip product I'm most excited about in this whole collection, and this is a new shade in the Gloss Bomb. I love Gloss Bombs, and this one is called Cherry Amour, which I can't find anywhere, so I believe this is either new or come back, because obviously Fenty brings things back. So if you know that, please let us know. But as far as I know, it's new and it's not available, so it's probably limited edition, and you can only get it in this kit at the moment. Oh, that is gorgeous. So I'm intentionally going over the liner a bit with this because I felt that that brown on my skin tone was a bit too much. So I'm not getting rid of it, I'm just really softening it by letting the gloss go over it, which I think makes it work a lot better for me. So that's how they look on the back of my hand, by the way. So that is the sort of complete set in these shades. Well, I think that that Gloss Bomb shade, Cherry Amour, is delicious. It smells beautiful, it's a stunning colour, much more up my street. I love that. I don't think it goes here where you can see this on my eye, so just ignore my eye because obviously we're doing different sides. But let's see how it looks with this blush, and maybe I'll put some of this blush on the eye as well. I love this packaging, by the way, I have to say. It's so fun, very sort of reminiscent of childhood, isn't it? Having these, I remember having pencil cases with things like that on. They're just so fun, I love them. So I'm going to just tap off the same Rare Beauty brush I used to make sure there's nothing left on it, and there isn't. And again, I'm just going to go for that one tap and see what happens. One tap, again, it works fine for me. This is the second tap. As you can see, just doing that straight away, I get quite a lot from my second. So I do need to start that buffing motion and really working it in. But it does work in. I think a lot of people might try that and panic a bit because you see that incredibly intense shade and think it's not going to work. But just, I tried this with several brushes yesterday. The new Victoria Beckham brush was actually very good, the powder brush, for doing that. You need something that's a bit more dense, not too soft, so you can really buff it in. This is, again, on fair skin, but also I don't think it moves that easily, so it does need that buffing motion. So whatever your skin tone, I think you probably find you need a brush that's a bit more dense just so you can do that. You can see again that a shade like this, which is so deep, can definitely work on fair skin because you can just apply that amount. I'll take a little bit more again. But as I did with this one, I'm not going to build this up because it's obvious how buildable it is, and it's obvious just how much this could ruin my whole look. And I would literally have to take my makeup off. It wouldn't be fixable because I have to really buff it out anyway. Tiny bit more just on the highest point there. This is not a shade I'd want to take up on my forehead too much because of the depth. I'll take a little bit to connect to the eye there. I think this one definitely suits me more out of the two. And again, we're getting that lovely shine. I'm seeing a tiny bit of sparkle in this one, maybe not quite as much. It's hard to detect whether it's got a colour to it. It does look in the pan like there is a sort of, I don't know, is it gold again? But if it is, it's just not that obvious. Certainly not in a way that would bother me. Oh dear. I went in with too much. I've done it now. Right, let's fix this. This is why you've got to be careful. So just start this buffing motion where you want it, sweeping up and down. And see how quickly that worked? Well, I have definitely gone too far. See, that's how I was talking and I just didn't realise what I'd done. You do need to be careful if you've got my skin tone, but you can definitely wear it. Just go in for literally the lightest little tap and really work it in before you think about the second tap, and then make sure that second tap is very, very light. I have to say I preferred the peach launch last year because they're more my shades, but I love these. They are just so beautiful, they're irresistible. This formula is an absolute knockout. It's so pretty, and I love trying it on my eyes. I think that's exactly what I'll do now. I'll take my Wayne Goss brush. I'm just making sure I don't have anything left on it. So I'll take a little bit of this. And now on this eye, do the same thing. Build up the outer V a bit. Oh, that works really nicely. And I like it with this shade from the Dior actually, which is a sort of bronzy orange almost. Even though this is supposed to be the cool toned pink from Dior. Oh, they work well together, don't they? Oh, that's so much nicer than that side. I loved that one, but this colour just works better on me. Oh, that's lovely. So I think if you're cool toned like me and fair skinned, you're going to be a lot happier with this side, with these products. So again, this one's called Cherry Pop. And then the lip kit was the duo rather than the trio. Oh, that is gorgeous. Oh, I love it. So there we have the Cherry Pop side with the Cherry Amour, which match up. What do you think? I love this side. So there we go. I've tried everything. I will just show you this before I just go in with a mascara though. So this isn't something I'll be trying on. I just wanted to unpackage and show you it. And if you're ever wondering about the longevity of the Fenty lip liners, I've just scrubbed and scrubbed the back of my hand and I still haven't got it off. So that'll give you an idea. I'm having to really, really go hard to get it off. So they really do lock in, even though they're creamy, which is what I love about them. Anyway, let's look at this kit. This is the Cherriez Gone Bad Hydrating Lip Care Duo and Keychain. This little kit is £34. And the Plush Pudding is my #1 lip mask at night. I love it. At Christmas I got the new fragrance, the Salted Caramel, which I love, and I'm coming to the end of that, so I'm really delighted to be trying the new one. I know I won't have the patience to wait. I will try it straight away. I won't waste the caramel, don't worry. So there's a little packet in here, and this is housing this keychain. Oh wow, how cute is that? It's so adorable. I love it. Definitely going to put that on a handbag. And now for the best bit. This comes with the Fenty treats. This is in Black Cherry. I could try this on actually. I think I will, just so you can see. I think this time I'm going to use an older liner, Thugs Blush 2 from Fenty. A much softer shade on me, which is more in my comfort zone than the two I've tried on today in all honesty. And let's try this Black Cherry oil. So again, same doe foot and same fruity smell. Oh, wait a minute. Is it cherry or just fruit? I don't know. It could be a bit cherryish actually. So you can see this is clear really. But there is a bit of pigment actually. I said it's clear, but I can see pigment on my lips now. Oh, that's really nice. That's given me a very nice sort of everyday shade. Very wearable, but it's given me a little bit of a sort of dark pink, I'd say, that is the way it looks on my lips. I really like that one. So that one is called Black Cherry. This is not limited edition. This is currently on their website anyway. But now for the special part. With this fabulous keyring, this actually holds the oil. So there we are. So now we have a keyring to go on purse, wallet, jeans, handbag, and it's holding your Fenty oil. How fabulous is that? I love this. We need more of these, Fenty. You know I'm obsessed with Fenty if you follow me, so I want these for the gloss bomb sticks, please. As long as I know they're safe and they won't come out. I don't think they would. Oh, I love it. That's just made me very happy. I love this collection, and I can see it's sort of very youthful, but I still love it. I just love things like that. I love the details. So, well, that's the whole collection, isn't it? So now I'll just quickly have a look at this setting spray from Huda. So let's see how it's lasted. So I've left this for ages now. Oh, well, that's done very nicely, look. Let's try again. It feels like a sort of slightly tacky edge to it. That has not budged. So there we go. It needed plenty of time to dry down though. My hand felt wet for ages. So that's worth noting. So with this, I only picked up the travel size because I love my Makeup by Mario one. I just wanted to test the fact that this says that it's going to blur. But at the moment, if you buy it, it comes with this free travel size one on the Huda website, which I think is really useful. I love having little travel things like this, and I certainly do use them. So this bottle as well has got a lock on it. Again, very good for travel. So this is described as a long-lasting setting spray that blurs pores, controls shine and locks makeup for 16 hours. It's non-comedogenic, alcohol-free, non-drying, fragrance-free, suitable for all skin types, vegan and cruelty-free. And this should give you a soft focus natural finish, which is transfer-proof, which is definitely the case because nothing is transferring onto my finger there, look. This is also infused with rice starch to blur and minimise pores, mineral clay for all day shine control, and it has 5 types of hyaluronic acid to intensely hydrate. So this has a lot of claims really. It's going to hydrate, it's going to lock in, and it's going to blur. And well, there's only one thing left to do. Let's try it. I'll try the mascara at the end to show you. And what I'll do is I will leave this side of my face without anything. So I've got my trusty kitchen roll here, stuffing it going on, and let's spray. Relatively fine mist, not as fine as the Makeup by Mario, which I love, as I keep saying. Feels quite wet on the face, and going by my hand, that's going to need a long time to dry down. So I'm going to give that a good 5 minutes and come back, I think, before I do anything. So whilst that's drying down, let me show you this new mascara from Makeup by Mario. This is the Master Mascara. This is $28, cruelty-free, Leaping Bunny approved and vegan. This is the universal mascara that Mario has always wanted in his kit for all lash types. It's the first to market brush with a custom shaped bristle which evenly coats the lashes for clean and buildable volume. This does not clump or smudge. This is long wearing. It is sweat and humidity proof, clean, vegan and cruelty free, which we've already said. So I've tried this for 3 days, and what I can tell you is I'm getting towards the end of the day the tiniest little dot just there of smudging, which happens to me with, I'd say, 9 out of 10 mascaras. I'd say it's not happening a lot, it's just the tiniest little dot. I will put a picture up I took yesterday, hopefully it's still on my phone, of how that looked so you can see for yourself. It's not terrible, but it is there. But I can tell you I don't get this with the Charlotte Tilbury Exaggerize, and I don't get it with the Victoria Beckham, not Victoria Beckham, sorry, the Lisa Eldridge Kitten Mascara. I do not get it with those. So that suggests to me this one isn't quite as sweat and humidity proof as those. But what I can say is I've absolutely loved using this one. So here is the wand. with these bristles, which it says are unique, and I'm not entirely sure what's unique about them because I don't pay much attention to mascara brushes in terms of the bristle. It's more the shape for me. I don't like super thick ones. This is sort of in the middle between thick and thin, which is just right, I think. It's a really good shape. But what I can tell you is that very, very quickly, this gives me length, it gives me lift, it gives me a bit of volume. It does not clump, just as it says. It's very lightweight and easy to wear. And also, my lashes don't drop when they curl up. It does help them to really curl up and show up. And they don't get heavy and drop. So it holds the curl. So this is a very, very good mascara, which is absolutely living up to every single claim, apart from ever so slightly smudging for me towards the end of the day, which is not enough to put me off thinking of this as one of the best ones in my collection that I will probably use quite regularly. But it would be enough to put me off if I was going out for a very long time and I don't want to be checking in a mirror. But for a lot of occasions, this one would be a really good option for me. So you can see it's quite separating without clumping together. It's really adding the volume. I say you can see, but it's so hard to see on camera when you're applying a mascara. Can you see the difference between both sides? You can build this up with a second coat, which I will do today. But here it is if I look up. That hasn't hit my lid, so that's good. So let's do the other side. It's also really quick and easy to use. You get that lift straight away. So if I was in a rush, this would be one of my top choices because I can just ever so quickly get a look I'm quite happy with, and I'd be more than happy to leave it as it is with just that one coat. So that's how it's looking on both sides. But whilst that dries before I put the second coat on, the second thing that came in this box here, which I told you is my favourite lip mask for the evenings, let's just see what this one smells like. So if you're not familiar with these, you twist the bottom and it comes through the top here. May take a little bit of time being a new one. Oh, I've gone too mad now. Whoa. Oh, that's a waste. But anyway, let's just take it out and see. At least we can see what it smells like. That's lovely. To give you an idea, it's a really, really thick lip mask, really thick. And it stays on the lips and you still feel moisturised in the morning. It's one of the only, it probably is the only one that does that for me. That's a lovely smell. It's not super strong, but I can definitely pick up on the cherry. So I can't wait to use that one tonight. I've just put what's left on my finger. And when you are using this, you need about a quarter of the amount that I just got out. So obviously just one little twist is plenty because that's all extra. I can't use it because you need the tiniest amount. But yeah, every single night I use this. I occasionally switch it up and use other ones, but 90% of the time this is my favourite. Well, it is my favourite. This is the one I use. And if I didn't have others to use up and try, I would only use these. They are phenomenal, honestly. So highly recommend that. So that duo was actually, well, just perfect. An adorable duo and a nice addition to my beautiful lip mask collection. I say collection, but they've nearly all run out because I use them so much. So I'll go in now quickly for a second coat. And the second coat applies quite well. Again, I just don't really feel it's awfully necessary for me. But it definitely brings more definition and slightly a bit more of lift. But it doesn't become clumpy. So there we go. A very good mascara, just not in my number 1-2 spot because of that ever so slight smudge. But a very, very good one, and I still would recommend it. Just be aware. I do think that my eyes are generally very, very fussy with mascara. So many people find mascaras that they say never smudge, but I always find they do with me. So it's only the Lisa Eldridge and the Charlotte Tilbury that don't at the moment. Oh, and Swede. I forgot Swede Beauty. That one doesn't smudge on me either. They're the only three I think in my collection at the moment. I'm not going to try and think of all the ones I've tried, but I think they're the only three I'm trusting at the moment, put it that way. So let's now take a look at the setting spray and whether you think this side looks a little bit more blurred than this side. I think it does slightly, and I certainly noticed yesterday I thought there was a bit more blurring, but it's nothing major, just a bit. But obviously I've got a bit of setting powder on, which I put on before I did my makeup. I suppose you could try this without, but then I like to apply my powders on top of a setting powder, so that's not something I would do personally. But maybe if you don't do that, if you maybe just use creams, you could try creams and then just the spray to see if you think you don't need a setting powder. I don't know, it could do that, but I do think it's blurred a bit here and it doesn't feel tacky, and obviously it's given me that bit of hydration. I definitely think this side looks more smooth on the cheek area as well. What do you think? I think this side is a bit more smooth. So that is the end of my review, and looking back, the standouts for me wouldn't be the liners, because I love this formula, but these are just too much for me. I will definitely use this one. I'm not sure on the brown one, if I'm going to be honest. I'm not convinced I loved it on me that much. So this one was the browned out. I think it looked quite nice with a cherry shade, but I just can't see me going for that. I don't like liners that are that deep. The brightest one I can go for from Fenty is Riri, which I really do like, but anything more than that I find a bit too much. So this one and the MVP are very bright, occasional use for me. So I'm going to put my little chili with my MVP. I am putting Note them with my most used liners because they're Fenty, so I will still be keeping them there for when I might need those colours, but I think these are probably the colours I'd use the least. And then the lip paint, I really didn't like this, as you probably noticed. I did not like this applicator. I thought it was terrible. I don't understand it when it's this short and you feel like you're going to hit yourself in the face and then you can't see the applicator when you're applying because all you can see is the lid. And then I didn't like, the formula itself worked quite well. I just don't think I'm a fan of that sort of paint finish, but I specifically didn't get on well with the colour. So very strangely, a Fenty lip product failed for me in a few ways, but the packaging looks cool, just not very practical and just not the right shade. So that, out of the two kits, which was the one that came, this is the one that came in the red bag, the trio. That was the kit that I probably liked the least because of this, and because that red liner, I can't see me using that much. But then we did get this lovely oil in the Barbados Cherry, which I will definitely use again. I think that this one is lovely. Just, it's a very good oil from Fenty, and definitely one I can dip into, especially for spring, summer shades. I think it's really good. But the next one we looked at was a much bigger success, maybe not so much the brown liner like we said, the duo kit, but this is stunning. So this is the Gloss Bomb in Cherry Amour, and I think that this shade is beautiful, really beautiful. I loved it, and I particularly loved it with the blush as well, so really like that. So that duo, I love the bag. Liner is very much a maybe. The Gloss Bomb, absolutely worth getting for the Gloss Bomb, but you never know. Did I say that? No, it's not available at the moment, so I don't know if you'd be able to get it any other way. And then this kit I think is one of the cutest kits ever. I love this keyring, and I love the oil as well. So that's the oil I've got on my lips now. Very good, natural, everyday sort of oil. Very comfortable, lots of hydration, not gloopy, not too sticky. There's a little bit of stickiness in these, but not in a way that bothers me, because I don't like sticky oils or lip glosses, so just ever so slightly, but like I said, not in a way that bugs me. And this chain, gorgeous. And obviously I'm going to be using this one straight away this evening, and most evenings while I finish my salted caramel. And as soon as salted caramel's gone, which I am being a bit sparing with at the moment because I didn't want to lose it or run out, I can now be less sparing because then I can move straight to that one only. So I'm looking forward to that. And then looking at these blushes, I think the formula on these is very good. A little bit trickier maybe in the way you apply them. It's not that instant which you get from a lot of blushes. You do need to buff them out, but they buff out beautifully. And then you've got the highlight and the blush sparkle. So I've got a very, very light dusting of it on my face because of how deep they are. I don't see that when they're really applied and blended out that they look terribly different on me, so I wouldn't recommend getting both of these, even though they look very different. If you built them up a lot, they would look very different though. So if you're someone who's got a deeper skin tone and you want to really build them up, maybe you would like both if you like both shades. But I certainly prefer this one, the Cherry Pop, and the packaging is just gorgeous. I forgot to show you the packaging from last year if you just wanted a reminder, the peach one that I loved so much. That one was really gorgeous, but didn't have that sort of flip change, but still stunning. And this one is my absolute favourite, the baked peach from all three of them. But it's the same formula, but I would say that this peachy finish one blended out a little bit more easily, probably because it's less pigmented though. But yeah, they were gorgeous. Then the Huda setting spray, I think that this is a very good setting spray. It seemed to really lock it down. I do think I've got quite a nice little bit of shine. I do think it perfected. I do think this side looks better. In fact, when I go off camera, I will definitely do the other side too. I think this side just doesn't look as smooth, so I definitely see it, so that's really good. And now I don't feel any sort of tackiness, but I've also got that hydration, so I do really like the sort of multiple properties of this. So it's given me 3 things in one, which is really good. And I like the fact they gave me a little freebie, the travel size. And then the mascara. Well, you've seen the mascara is a hit with me. Like I said, it won't be going into my top 3 because of that ever so slight smudge. But I think as mascaras go, this is one of the best ones I've tried this year. It's very, very, very good, and I really do like it. So quick and easy to apply, instant lift, and it lasts all day. So I do think this is fantastic. There's something quite special about this mascara. I haven't used one that's this quick and easy and just effective that quickly in a long time, apart from maybe Lisa Eldridge. But then even with Lisa Eldridge, I'd say I have to work a bit longer to get the results I get with this. It's very quick and easy, but it doesn't have the humidity proof powers of Lisa Eldridge or Charlotte Tilbury's Exaggerate. But anyway, that's it from me for today. I've tried on absolutely everything. I was really looking forward to this Fenty release. I look forward to every Fenty release. I am a super fan of Fenty, as you probably know if you follow me. And I would love to hear from you. Are you picking up any of the products I've shown you today? Or have you already maybe? I would love to hear from you. What do you think of everything I've tried on and shown you today? And if you have enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, I would love it if you did subscribe. But if you already are, you're at the end of a review again. Thank you so much for being here. And I do hope to see you all again for my next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.